I truly believe that karma is real. And even if it doesn't come back to bite you today or tomorrow or the next day or the next month or the next year, you are a human being. You do have a conscience. And doing selfish things, doing things that hurt other people, the universe has a funny way of teaching you that lesson that you're going to learn your own way. And I don't mean that in a vengeful way. I don't mean that in a spiteful way. I don't mean that in a threatening way. But listen to this story. I think this is a pretty remarkable story here that I don't even know if I should put this up on the screen because it has a word that gets flagged a lot. But Billy Joel, incredible singer, legendary guy, Billy Joel opened up and detailed multiple deletion attempts, if you catch my drift, after having an affair with a friend's wife. Now, we're going to read into this, but I would imagine what it's about is just the guilt was so much. That's why, dude, I can't lie to people, bro. I've never cheated on a girlfriend. I've never lied in a really bad, hurtful way because the guilt would kill me, dude. Like seeing that person every day and knowing that you know something they don't know, there's like a robbery to that. Like you're stealing part of their life. You're stealing part of their truth. You're stealing part of their time because now this entire arrangement between you and them is under a false pretense. And I think that's just the worst feeling, man. So anyways, Billy Joel is reflecting on his 2 deletion attempts earlier in his career when he had an affair with his bandmate's partner and later his first wife, Elizabeth Weber. So it says, Billy Joel is reflecting on a dark chapter in his life. In his latest Billy Joel, So It Goes documentary, there's a new documentary coming out about Billy Joel, the Piano Man singer revealed he attempted deleting himself twice after his affair with his former bandmate's wife came to light. According to the 76-year-old, he and his close friend John Small, who originally met in 1965, formed the rock group called Attila in 1969. That's how far back the story goes. And as the band began to make waves in New York, he moved in with John and his then wife Elizabeth Weber and their son. Elizabeth, 76 as well, noted that she and the Grammy winner spent a lot of time together before their slow build romance started. This is according to People magazine. Billy eventually told John about the affair, which led to a heated fight that ended both their friendship and the band's short-lived career. Billy says, I felt very guilty about it. They had a child. I felt like a homewrecker. I was just in love with a woman, and I got punched in the nose, which I deserved. John was very upset. I was very upset. The former couple's split took a toll on Billy as he moved out of John's home and started drinking. He also reunited with Elizabeth years later, and the two got married in 1973 before calling it quits in 1982. But despite rekindling their romance, the guilt from the previous affair still affected him. So that's always an interesting debate. So let's say you cheat on your partner with somebody. You and your partner break up. You start dating the person that you cheated on your original partner with. Does that make it any better? I'll even raise you one. I know somebody who cheated on a friend of mine that then married the person they cheated with. They married the person they cheated on my friend with. Had a baby with this person they cheated on my friend with. And now they're married with a kid. So does that make it better? It has to make it better, right? That totally makes it better. But I've also heard women say that they would rather their man cheat with a one-night stand than like emotionally cheat with somebody serious and have like an emotional relationship. So I also think that's interesting. I don't think cheating's ever good, but I think it does change a little bit if you date the person you cheated with afterwards. Not for me, would never do that, but I do think that changes the dynamic. Anyways, Billy Joel goes on to say, I had no place to live. I was sleeping in laundromats. Isn't that so crazy? You think a guy like Billy Joel, you've had it made forever. I was sleeping in laundromats. He says, I was depressed to the point of almost being psychotic. So I figured that's it. I don't want to live anymore. I was just in a lot of pain. The rock singer tried to delete himself by consuming an entire bottle of sleeping pills, resulting in him being in a days-long coma. He then drank a bottle of Pledge, I don't know what that is, which led John, who still wasn't on good terms with Billy at the time, to take him to the hospital. Even though our friendship was blowing up, John saved my life. This John guy sounds amazing. The former friends eventually reconciled, but Billy knew he needed to extend that same grace to himself. Shortly after his second hospitalization, the piano player checked himself into an observation ward. Did you have any idea this happened to Billy Joel? I didn't even listen to Billy Joel. He's so famous. I didn't know any of this happened to him. He stayed there for a few weeks, and he says, I got out of the observation ward, and I thought to myself, you can utilize all those emotions, channel that stuff into music. So I guess eventually he did that, and lo and behold, obviously, he's in a better place now. That's crazy, though. It just goes to show, no matter if it's Billy Joel or the guy next to you at the stoplight, you never know what people are going through. I've been trying to do a lot better job of that in my life. Of just like somebody was rude to me at the airport today, a guy that worked at the airport, he's just kind of loud and yelling at me about something he didn't need to be yelling at me about. And I just let it roll down my back. Because I was just like, man, he could have broken up with his girlfriend today. He could have gotten into a fight with his mom today. Somebody might be sick in his life. What's the big deal if he's barking at me? Who cares?